Hey everyone, hope we're all doing well. Welcome to another episode of Stringybark Podcasting. Hope we're all fine and had a great weekend. Unfortunately, back to work, and hope everyone's had a rest and enjoyed their time with their family, or did whatever you wanted to get up to, or whatever. And get another beautiful day out here in the Western Downs, Queensland. Beautiful weather, no rain at all, which was nice. Got to get out a little bit over the weekend. Got to see a little bit, and did a few chores and all that, so kept busy as always, which is good. And fair bit of rain going on at the moment in and around central Queensland and Northern Territory. We're hoping that kind of buggers off and all the waters can subside and settle and everyone can get back to a bit of normality. So he's praying that happens soon, and I wish everyone the best. They've had a fair bit of rain, and I believe it's still going. From what I've been hearing in the news lately as well, there's meant to be some kind of typhoon that's meant to be coming up in North Queensland, pretty much covering the whole of North Queensland from Western Australia to the Territory to the top of Queensland. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. But they don't need any more rain, especially around the Territory and North Queensland. Rains a fair bit at this time of year, so we hope everyone takes care and we wish them all the best. Little bit more Queensland news, although I don't think it's going to be happening a fair bit at the moment, considering all the weather they've had. But those smuggling boats and human trafficking boats, weapons and drugs boats that have been smuggling stuff from the countries that are just above Australia, Indonesia and Papua New Guinea, countries like that. They've been stockpiling all kinds of weapons and drugs and tobacco and whatever else over the years, and apparently it's been coming in a fair bit. The Liberal government have been cracking down on it, and they've set more money and resources to patrol and watch over the area. So but I've heard that they're still continuing, so you can only imagine what kind of havoc it's wreaking, especially up in and around North Queensland and the top tip of Australia, with all the communities and all the people, with the drugs, the weapons, and the gangs and the violence. We're kind of seeing it on the news at the moment. We have been for a while. So let's hope the police and the ADF keep an eye on that and keep their patrols up, because we want to see that nipped in the butt. Like I said last time, it's even come down to people smuggling for forced labour. So I'm not for that at all. I'm not for any of that rubbish. So they can stay out of our country. Little bit of other national news in Australia is the old political system in Australia, where they've just been bickering like little muppets all the time, and no real action, just a blame game and spending money on other resources that doesn't need it, on foreign countries that don't deserve it, and frankly don't really help us when we kind of need it or in dire straits. But yeah, so just more bickering, and especially putting down on Pauline Hanson and One Nation. They tend to do that, especially when another party gets a bit more popular in the votes and in the public. They tend to run a few smear campaigns, and all the attention from the media kind of goes onto it a little bit. And but I'm a bit surprised with the mainstream media. They've actually haven't been that bad with Pauline Hanson this time round. I don't really watch the SBS or ABC news, but from what I'm seeing on the Channel 9 and the 7 and the 10, they're not treating it too bad. The old little bit of rhetoric here and there, but all in all, it's actually not too bad. It's pretty fair. So let's hope to say that they've learnt their lesson, which I think they have. Um, you can only see. I'll give an example on Carl Stefanovic, how he's gone off and done his own podcast. It seems to be the way a lot of people are doing podcasts nowadays, which is good. It gives a more of a different feel coming from just an individual person, and especially someone like myself who's just some hairy random out in the bush. I don't think you really hear of people much like me. I'm a bit loud and boisterous at times, as you can see from the shorts that I've been starting to do. I hope they're all right, and I hope you like it. I hope they're not too much. I've kind of winded them down a little bit because, yeah, I just don't want to get that bad publicity or that bad negative vibes. Winding it back a little bit, but kind of got to push the boundaries a little bit to get your point across that, we've kind of had enough of the radical left nonsense, and we hope to see that nipped in the bud as well. But yeah, we'll go back to the Karl Stefanovic thing, and it's good to see him get out and do his own podcast, and definitely been opening up his mind on different perspectives and different people's opinions. He's been getting some real good people on his podcast as of late. I know he's had Pauline, Barnaby, he's had Bernardi, he's had Two Worlds Collide, he's had Chocky, he's had a heap of other people as well, so Albo, and it's always good to see those different kinds of opinions, and especially my like-minded podcasters as well jumping on for a yarn and giving their opinion, and we hope to see that continue. So well done, Carl, and for the mainstream media talk that you were given during COVID, and not just you, especially other mainstream media groups. The coverage that they gave during COVID was definitely one-sided, and especially when it came to the unvaccinated, that was definitely unfairly treated and singled out and made to feel like an outcast because they didn't want to put that stuff in their body. So I commend you for coming out and apologising that you didn't push anyone to do it, but you weren't silent on that issue, and you were apologising because it did seem that you were one-sided on those issues, especially when it come down to the unvaccinated. Now, I understand about it was everyone was freaking out and carrying on a little bit, and overseas news wasn't helping, but that didn't give anyone a right to push it upon anyone to put something in their body they didn't want to get. So I'm not going to yap on about it too much, but respect is shown, Carlos. So thank you, sir. Yeah, so the media coverage with One Nation is just typical. We predicted this a couple of months ago. As soon as Pauline's going to get up, they're going to try and get her numbers back down in the polls. We do have to keep the pressure up, though, and we do have to remember that it's still 2 years away, under 2 years for the next federal vote. So let's hope all the next state elections that Pauline Hanson runs in are all the best, and keep the support up, because we definitely need some kind of change in the right direction for our great country. It's been going in the wrong direction for too long. So I believe if we can change it up a little bit with getting at least some minor parties in there fighting for the Australia people and the Australia way of life, at least have a chance of getting Australia back on track. Yeah, so that's it with the Australian news, and being Sunday night and all might just be a bit of a quick one. But I want to have a bit of a yarn about the Iran and USA drama that had been going on the last 2 weeks, like we've been predicting for the last 10 days, because Trump said it himself that he's given Iran a 10-day ultimatum to sign the deal and hand over the items that Trump is asking for in this deal. The 10 days is up, and we predicted, like Nick J. Fuentes was saying, because we listen to him a fair bit, and we love old Nick J. Fuentes here at Stringybark Podcasting. He's one of our top 3 podcasters and top 3 go-to people who we listen to pretty much on the daily. So we're much appreciated for his time and his efforts. But yeah, the Iran regime seems to be ended with Khamenei being taken out at night in a midnight strike, and pretty much apparently from what I'm hearing is that they were meant to do it. Trump was meant to do it in the morning, but Israel gave him a bit of a tip off, saying that it was Ramadan Saturday. Saturday's Ramadan. Israel and BB gave him a bit of a tip off because it was Ramadan on a Saturday, which I'm pretty sure it is over there. Gave him a tip off that Khamenei and a few of his generals are in at Khamenei's base at his property, and pretty much gave the green light to maybe hit it in the night time, because the ultimate surprise of attack, and being that from what I heard as well is that the first initial military strike that the US and Israel carried out, it was to knock out the supreme leader of Iran, to take out all the high government officials and to take out the nuclear scientists. So they hit all the top people of the Iran regime, and they took them out first. And then apparently they've dropped over 1,000 missiles. They've had over 15 or 20 military strikes over the last 12 hours. Yeah, and the operation was called Epic Fury. Now, apparently all the other nations around the area, around the Middle East, um, apparently other neighbouring countries in the Middle East, Dubai, Qatar, and in a few other countries in the Gulf, were all kind of gearing up because they look like Iran, after they were getting attacked, started letting off some of their own missiles and attacking a couple of their other neighbouring countries, like I just mentioned. So then those countries were forced into action to send their military in and cause some havoc as well. So it seems the Middle East has been lit up green at the moment, and I'm not sure how long this is going to go on for, but pretty much it seems like the Iran regime, ever since the 1970s, 78s or something, the Iran regime is finally over. So, yeah, apparently they might get their independency back and vote in their government that they want and make some real change. So I think if that's the plan that the USA and Israel have, which is also to knock out the terrorist aspect of the Iranian government, and obviously doing the deals that Trump and Israel want, the deals that Israel and USA are saying, then I think it might settle down the area for a while. But hey, from what I've been seeing in mainstream media and just on X and a few other places, apparently the citizens of Iran seem to be very happy. A few of the citizens that I've seen actually there at the time, they were recording Soleimani's house being blasted, and they were rejoicing. I don't understand what they were saying, but they were laughing and carrying, and it seems like and even a bit of crying, but it seems like they were happy. Protests around the world as well in certain cities of people rejoicing and celebrating the attack. You know, the loopy radical left, especially in America, are carrying on like Muppets, but we all know why that is. And a few other countries that aren't happy, from what I've seen, the only two that aren't are Russia and China, and I'm not going to talk bad about them, but we all know why that is, and I believe it has something to do with BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and maybe Saudi Arabia and a few other countries around the world over the last 10 years have all been trying to destroy the mighty US dollar, destroy the USA's dominance in the world, and to destroy the USA's prosperity and culture and just in general. And in doing so, would destroy the Western world as well. The countries in the West, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, England, all the countries, Scotland, Ireland, wherever, you could kind of see how that was going, especially over the last few years. That kind of seemed the plan of this multipolar world order that we've been talking about as well, that I've been looking into for the last 10, 15 years. This has been going on for a long time. So there's Heritage Foundation, Nixon Group, Kissinger, a few other things, BRICS, you know, on all these agendas and policies that have been passed, to pretty much change the world order. So yeah, it seems that they're not happy because from what I heard as well is that China really pretty much can't get any oil from any other major supply of oil from any other kind of country now. I think Cuba's finished. Cuba's finished. That supply's all gone, I think, and Venezuela's supply's all gone now. Trump's kind of gone in there and sorted that place out a little bit with Mandami, the old president that got kidnapped at night time with B-52 bombers and all that. So like I've been saying for years, my fellow citizens, you can't mess with the mighty USA. You the mighty US dollar is defended by the mighty US military. The 6th and 7th Fleet alone would wipe out, countries, whole countries' militaries and everything just in a few hours, if that. Um, let alone the allies that America has, and especially now Trump's been in, that he's been building all over the world. No few countries can come together and match that. I've been saying that for years. It's codswallop to ever doubt the mighty USA, and I've been saying that for a long time, and I've been on on the side of America, because free America, free the world. America has a great constitution, and it's a mighty power in the world, and it's been given certain responsibilities, especially post World War II and even World War One, since its colonization. To protect the world and to do good, and if we need to be on that side, we need to stay with the allies, with the AUKUS, with the nations, with the Five Eyes, and we need to stay with that. And from what I've been seeing, I think it is. I think we are staying that way. I'll share a bit of information in the video, but it's looking positive. So I'm pretty happy with that. Otherwise, the way we were going, which I'll kind of give a couple of examples, which kind of I think is the reason why we might not be going that way, is that when the voice referendum failed, which would have constitutionally changed laws in our country for the land rights, for everything that you could possibly think of, that voice was coming in to do some destruction, I reckon. And the whole reason why that got voted down is positive. It got a no for a reason. And the other thing that we've got to look at is the referendum that Albanese spent $500 million on. Imagine if that monstrosity got through. Now, I only looked at it briefly, but that pretty much was going to bring in a dictator to Australia. A way that fucking I would have been happy if it was dictator Albo. And the way that dictatorship works in communist countries, from what I've seen in China and Russia and North Korea, where they vote themselves in for life, I'm pretty sure. If you don't have a photo on the wall of the Supreme Leader, I'm pretty sure you get in trouble. And we won't dive into that too much, but I'm all for supporting the mighty USA and our allies in doing whatever needs to be done to keep the peace in the world, to keep things ticking over. Yeah, and let's hope we can get all our countries back to a bit of normality. That all over the years, all these radical laws have been coming in to destroy our country's prosperity, manufacturing, and industrial basis. It's been destroying our future prosperity as well. For example, the new AI race and the new robotics and quantum computer technology that's going to be coming out now and into the future, which is inedible. I don't really think Australia's doing too much on it. I don't think they're building massive, even nuclear. I think we're falling behind on a lot of future technologies that a lot of other countries have been advancing in and getting in front of our country. Just the sheer time on doing the work and on the projects, or the innovation that goes into them, and time for testing and reporting and doing whatever they got to do. So a lot of countries are a leap of bounds in front of our country. So even Trump's been talking about that over the years, and he's been bringing all that technology and manufacturing. And Trump's been talking about that for years, and he's been bringing all that manufacturing and technology back to America, so they can be a world leader in design and technology on the new infrastructure that's going to be coming in the future. So I hope Australia gets on board and gets their ass together, because it's going to benefit us all. To the Iran USA issue, Trump's pretty much told him that, you've got this is your warning. And like I've been saying, they'd be doing a strike first, which would pretty much knock out the leaders, knock out all their main military bases, all their main military infrastructure around Iran. Pretty sure they knocked out their weapons labs again, and their nuclear enrichment programs of what left they had from the other conflict that Trump had a few months ago. So that a message that Trump gave, because he did deliver a speech and I heard it, it went for a while. It was a strong, stern warning um, to pretty much lay down your arms now, and if you do not, there's going to be a full-on blowout, and you won't come back from it. So let's hope that they heed their warning, because he's not playing around. I've been saying that. So I've been saying this since day 10, and I'm not the only one. Nick J. Fuentes has been talking about it. He pretty much gave them 10 days to sort their shit out, sign the deal, hand over what he wants. They didn't do it. He'd then do a preemptive strike at any time as a warning to listen and sign the deal. And now you got to sign the deal. Someone has to, because old mate can't now. So let's hope they get their government back together and they sign the deal and listen to what America and Israel want, because otherwise they don't. It's going to. Trump reckons that they've been shouting death to America and to the Western civilization for 47 years. What Bricks was on about, but I'm pretty sure it might have been. And from the speech that Trump gave today, they've given Iran's been asking for freedom and independence apparently for 47 years. So they've finally freed them from what they've been, their regime and what they've been asking for. So let's see them do good, and let's see them actually make change for their great country, and let's make Iran great again. So, it's all, sorry. So yeah, it's all good to hear that Trump's, wanting them to set up their country, and let's hope behind the scenes that's actually, it is what it is. So, I'm not going to talk anything else about that. Is what I've been hearing since this, I'm back a little bit now, but apparently the second Trump administration had a little bit to do with the Iran regime, the terrorist regime, mixed in with the Bidens, all right? Now, I won't say anything else, but that's information that's out there, and you can have a look yourself. But apparently there was a outside foreign influence in it, and those were the people and the countries and the assets that were involved in that assassination. Number two in Iran, apparently Israel and America joined forces again and jumped in and help take care of that. Another one was in Iraq, the Shiite bombings in Iraq around the 9/11 times, I'm pretty sure it was. The American and the Israel force stepped in and deployed military action as well then. This is the latest time in all those decades that America's done. Let's hope that that kind of starts to wind down a little bit, because, just personally, you've pretty much taken out the regime. I think you've sorted out all the military assets. I'm not telling you what to do at all, mighty America, but it seems like if you can let the government kind of form and sort its shit out, they might become a great country and might settle down a little bit in the Middle East. And let's hope the whole place settles down a little bit after 3,000 years. But that's their business. Us in Australia, it doesn't really affect us. It shouldn't affect us. Like the drama we see, all these radical left-wing protests that go on around the joint all the time over whatever foreign issues. They shouldn't be here. They're imported. They got nothing to do with that great country. All the effort and the passion should be put into actually helping and fixing our great nation, and all coming together and banding together. So that's what we're for at Stringybark Podcasting. So we want to see that happen. Just summary on a few issues going on around the joint. We'll keep a close eye on the USA-Iran issue and see what Trump's got in store for us next. We've got a bit of news in the next week with Australia, and we're keeping a close eye on this rain. It's meant to be slowly drifting down south over the next few days. I think we're expecting a bit of rain around Wednesday, Thursday. So we'll see how that goes. But I appreciate your support, and I've been doing these shorts. I want you to give me a bit of feedback on how they're going. I hope they're going all right. I don't want them to be seen too offensive. I see other people kind of doing similar things. I haven't been getting any violations or warnings from Facebook or anyone else. I've actually been getting positive messages personally on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, and I've been getting a couple of cuckoos, but that's all right. I'm happy to have a yarn with anyone and talk about any issue that they want. I'm hoping that a few people actually reach out to me and actually want to have a yarn, because it gets a bit quiet talking to myself. But being an operator and working around Australia for 20 years, anywhere up to 10, 14-hour shifts, I'm used to being by myself and listening to podcasts. So, and talking to myself, singing to myself, whatever. So I can have a yarn with anyone, eh? So I hope people reach out and want to have a chat with me, because I'd love the opportunity to just voice my opinions and concerns and whatever else you want to chat about. So that'd be great. But I appreciate the ongoing support and thanks for it all. And first, good day back at work and or whatever else you're getting up to tomorrow. And I'll see you tomorrow night. Hooroo.